Published 0613 Est, the 20th of November 2017. Updated 0648 Est, the 20th of November 2017. Newlywed Paula Williamson has given an insight into married life with Britain's most notorious prisoner, their unconventional nuptials and her solo honeymoon. The actress told ITV's Lorraine that her new husband Charles Bronson, now known as Charles Salvador, was the most warm, genuine and compassionate soul she had ever met. The pair tied the knot at high-security HMP Wakefield last week, where they walked down the aisle to the Death March and the groom wore socks adorned with his trademark handlebar moustache. The 37-year-old said she absolutely adores Bronson, who has been behind bars for some 44 years, and hit back at critics who have labelled their union a publicity stunt. The actress told ITV's Lorraine, her new husband, who has been behind bars for 44 years, was the most warm, genuine and compassionate soul she had ever met. Soap star Paula Williamson married notorious prisoner Charles Bronson in front of just 4 people. Pictured, Ms. Williamson at the reception with her new husband's look-alike notorious prisoner Bronson wore a trilby and Union Jack shoes during bizarre wedding ceremony to Ms. Williamson. Right, speaking to Lorraine, the newlywed revealed how her romance with the inmate blossomed as they penned letters to one another over 3 years. They finally met a year ago before enjoying a whirlwind engagement. The ceremony last week was attended by just 4 people and prison guards, before the new bride had to enjoy her reception and honeymoon alone as her husband returned to his cell. Paula told Lorraine, "I absolutely adore the man. I love him. He's one of the most warm, genuine, compassionate souls I've ever come across in my life. I adore him completely." She also revealed how lonely she felt as she went on her honeymoon with a friend. "Charlie kept saying, 'Enjoy yourself.' In all honesty, I felt very lonely. I spent 2 days in my hotel room, more or less. Didn't really want to go out too much. I did have one nice day on the beach. I kept hearing his voice in my mind saying, 'Make sure you enjoy every second.' It was lonely." Speaking to Lorraine, the newlywed revealed how her romance with the inmate blossomed as they penned letters to one another over 3 years before finally meeting in person a year ago. The new Mrs. Charles Bronson, Paula Williamson, pictured, was all smiles as she flashed her wedding ring in the ITV studio. Paula said of her new husband, "This man's never killed anybody, hes never raped anybody, hes never hurt a child. He served his time and well over for the crimes hes committed and the backlash that she is attention-seeking and out to write a tell-all book." She said, "I've heard it all now 1,000 times over and over and over again. I had a very, very comfortable life before I got with Charlie. There's no reason for me to be doing this other than to say I love the man. This man's never killed anybody, hes never raped anybody, hes never hurt a child. He served his time and well over for the crimes hes committed, and we don't condone the crimes hes committed, but hes 14.5 years over what he should have served now. He's served 44 years in total." She then revealed she believes her husband should be released from prison, as she gets set to deliver a petition to Downing Street on December the 7th campaigning for his freedom. Guests of honor, dozens of people packed into the York House Hotel to celebrate the wedding of their friend and long-term prisoner Charles Bronson, including gangster-turned-author Dave Courtney. Second from left, an array of eclectic guests were invited to the unusual wedding of Charles Bronson and his soap actress bride. Paula Williamson, pictured together, asked if she believes he will one day be released. She insisted, yes I do. I have to, otherwise it would be a bit silly getting married to him if I didn't ever believe we were going to have a life outside. I 100% believe that help's going to be out." The pair enjoyed 2 hours together before the groom was sent back to his cell. Fowler said her husband looked beautiful, really handsome on the wedding day. She added he was wearing a white jacket, red tie, black shirt, he had braces, he had little socks with a handlebar moustache on as well. It was as lovely as we could possibly make it. We had 2 hours together. Not by ourselves completely. We could go and sit on the sofa and have a chat and a kiss and whatnot. We had a dance as well. Credit where it's due to the staff at HMP Wakefield. They made it as lovely as they possibly could for us. I had to be searched before I went in. The lass were so respectful of me. When I got to the front and I was with him stood there, nothing else mattered. We did not consummate the wedding. Smile. Katie Price's ex-husband Alex Reid, far left, and a Charles Bronson impersonator right were among the guests pictured with boxer-turned-artist Andrew Park, and the soap actress, pictured accompanied by a male friend, tied the knot with Bronson 4 years after striking up a relationship with him by becoming a pen pal. Paula partied at a hotel before flying off to Malta for her honeymoon. Guests at the ceremony were treated to a buffet consisted of mince pies and Viennetta ice cream, and Paula had her first dance with a Bronson lookalike, Charles Bronson, pictured here being led to the cells in 2001. Charles Bronson is one of the country's most notorious prisoners and has spent the majority of the past 4 decades imprisoned for a series of violent crimes. In recent years he has turned his hand to art and changed his surname from Bronson to Salvador in tribute to the Spanish surrealist artist Salvador Dali. He was first locked up for armed robbery in 1974, but during his time inside he has taken hostages in 10 prison sieges, attacked at least 20 prison officers, and caused £500,000 in damage in rooftop protests. He has been moved prisoners more than 120 times during his 43-year spell behind bars, much of which has been in solitary confinement. After 2 failed marriages, his new wife Paula Williamson says her husband has changed his ways. She partied at a hotel just a stone's throw from the prison, where she went to bed at 10:30 p.m. before flying off to Malta for her honeymoon accompanied by a photographer. Paula, who once starred in Coronation Street, is Bronson's third wife and said she felt like Michael Jackson after she had to sneak into the prison under a blanket as photographers camped outside trying to get a snap of her £1,000 dress. Bronson, now 64, has spent most of his life in prison and may never be freed, but his new bride insists their marriage will last. On their big day last Tuesday, locals aired on as the unusual wedding procession made its way to Wakefield Jail. The bridal party was driven in a Mercedes by professional Bronson lookalike Tim Crowley, and the ceremony itself, held in the prison's parole room, was witnessed by Bronson's cousin, Stuart Godfrey, and long-term supporters Rod and Linda Harrison and Tim Price. The groom donned a white jacket, black shirt with a red tie and carnation for the day, with Union Jack shoes and socks adorned with a picture of his moustache. Paula's wedding ring bears the date of the big day as well as Bronson's old jail number, 1314. The reception was held at York House Hotel and was attended by gangster Dave Courtney and Katie Price's ex Alex Reid. Cheers broke out among guests as Paula called for the release of Bronson, who was jailed for armed robbery in 1974 but has seen time added onto his sentence for multiple violent outbursts inside of their future. Paula said, "I've got a lot of campaigning to do. Eventually, yes, he will get out. It's progression we're looking for now. He's doing all he can. The man can't do any more and he'll do all I can. We're now a team and we're together and this is it."